Hi, this is NonyasisChat, and this is part 3 of the trip to Dave's house for the so-called podcast meeting. That wasn't really a podcast meeting. This was supposed to be a meeting, just girl time, with Tamara and Amber, if you remember. And then Shayla managed to snake her way in, and Tamara let her. So this is the part where Shayla decides, well, I'm going to check Amber since Amber doesn't want me at Dave's house. Right? Remember, Tamara took Shayla outside to tell her for no good reason that Amber didn't want Shayla at Dave's house. Yeah, Tamara thought that was important that Shayla know this. So anyway, so they go outside and Amber's ready. So Shayla wants to know, well, Tamara told me that you didn't want me at this podcast meeting. So what's the problem, Amber? What's the problem? And Amber proceeds to tell her, well, first of all, this is not an official podcast meeting. This was supposed to be girl time. Tamara and I both had some concerns we wanted to talk about, and you decided to invite yourself. And Tamara brought you along. Shayla said, well, why wouldn't you want me here? And Amber said, it's like the last time that you used to come around my house, and I didn't think you wanted my husband. You wanted my husband. And what happened, Shayla? You had a baby by my husband. So, let me get this straight. I shouldn't be concerned about you coming around my man. And Shayla's trying to interject. Well, wait. I got you onto the podcast, Amber. I got you onto the podcast. The podcast, you want to fool around in Amber's life again. Yeah, you see the house. You see the money. That's why you want to be around. That's why you're upset. Because Amber doesn't want you at her new home with her boyfriend. So Shayla's all in her feelings, and she's telling Amber, you need to forget about that. That's old. Basically, why are you still living in the past, Amber? And Amber tells her, that's not in the past, basically. It just happened. Last time I let you hang around at my house, you pulled what you pulled. So, why would I want you at my house, at Dave's house, around my man? Let me, Amber, invite you over, Shayla. Not you just show up at this house. And Shayla continues to try to convince Amber that Amber is wrong. And she says, I don't want Dave. And she says, aren't you happy here, Amber? Aren't you happy? What is wrong with you? You need to just move on. Like it never happened. Shayla is nuts. She's crazy. And she's telling Amber, why are you thinking about the past? Shayla doesn't get it. Shayla destroyed this woman's marriage, had a baby, and in Shayla's pea brain, Shayla thinks that Amber slept with her husband, Shayla's husband. Make it make sense. And Amber's like exasperated at this point. The girl is nuts. Now, Amber, you see this. She's crazy. Amber sees it. What's Amber going to do about it? Is she just going to keep Shayla around her? Shayla's still telling her, forget the past. She must have said it 5 times. When are you going to let go of the past? Who does that other than a crazy person? I'm with an NBA player. I don't want your man. Yeah, she's with an NBA player that she hasn't seen in a month, who hung up in her face last week. Yes, that part. Amber said, I've never slept with your man, Shayla. This girl said, well, technically you did. Speaking of Anthony, Shayla is telling Amber, the wife, that she was sleeping with Shayla's man. When I tell you guys Shayla's crazy, Shayla's crazy. Listen to this video. She's telling Amber that Amber was technically sleeping with Shayla's man. Shayla, that was Amber's husband. Shayla really is crazy, and she needs to get back on her medication, like her sister told her. Yes, she does. And Amber's looking at her like, what are you talking about? That's my husband you had an affair with, you got with, you had a baby by. My husband. That's not your husband, Shayla. So Amber ends up trying to wrap up this conversation because Shayla said, but you forgave me. And Amber had to explain to her, forgiveness and trust are two different things. She will never trust you again, Shayla. Can you imagine talking to a brick wall? It is not computing in Shayla's head. Amber said, I don't want anybody here but me and my man. In other words, Shayla, don't ever come back. Don't come back to this house. And Shayla still just, how dare you, Amber? How dare you? You forgave me. Now, Amber has told her 3 or 4 times that she will never trust her again. So Shayla's all huffy, puffy, and angry because Amber dared to say she doesn't want anybody at Dave's house and her house. And Shayla literally is not understanding why. Because I, Shayla, put you on the podcast. Shayla needs a life. Shayla needs help because she is mentally unbalanced. This is NonyasisChat. I'm going to leave it right there. Let you ponder that because it sounds like a lot of malarkey, but Shayla believes this. She believes Anthony was her husband. Remember the dreams that Shayla used to have? Throwing Amber out of the mansion, laughing at her, that she moved in and she was now Anthony's new woman. And now here she is at Dave's house. Amber, just forget about the past. The girl's crazy. Amber needs to keep them away from her. All of them. Don't ever invite those people to your home again. Amber Ty, you've got a big problem trying to sit on a podcast with this crazy girl who thinks you owe her the world because she got you on a podcast. Amber, go start your own podcast. And you guys think Amber can go start her own podcast? Why is she dealing with these people? Oh, for Country Wayne's name. You need to trade on something? How about you trade on Dave's name? Amber, let these females go. They're not worth it. Let them go. This is NonyasisChat. I'll see if there's another skit, and I'll keep you posted. It is what it is. Shayla's nuts. She's crazy. I have to insert this before I go. Amber finally told Shayla, since you don't understand, maybe if and when somebody crosses you, like you did me, then maybe you'll understand. Because you just don't get it. Amber's frustrated over the top at this point. I just want to put that in. Yes, Shayla, when somebody does it to you, then and only then will you understand the extent of the damage and the hurt that you caused. You're a train wreck.